Am I the idiot for kicking my sister-in-law out of my bridal party for posting a pic of me in my wedding dress? I, 27, female, got engaged to my fiancé, 34, male, right before COVID and due to the pandemic have experienced delay after delay. But finally we have begun planning and are aiming at a mid-May 24th wedding. My mother asked me if I could include my sister-in-law in my bridal party, because after marrying, my brother moved several states away and has expressed feeling isolated without family around. I could understand, so I agreed. But my sister-in-law has been nothing short of a nightmare. My bridesmaid all assisted in handwriting and sending out our wedding invitations, but the ones my sister-in-law helped with, all had zero invitation inside, and instead was an empty envelope. I know they were hers because everyone had different shades of pink envelopes to go from. She also took the longest at our makeup and hair consultations, even extending her appointment an hour, to which I was charged. I am covering her expenses as she is a stay-at-home mom, and I know things are tight right now, because she could not agree with the stylist on what makeup she wanted. But the final straw came when I found the dress of my dreams. Only problem was, I was 15 pounds too heavy for it, and I bawled my eyes out, because I knew this was the dress for me. Everyone was encouraging and I still had plenty of time to lose 15 pounds and come back for fitting etc., so I agreed and said yes to the dress. When I got home that night, I noticed on my sister-in-law's Instagram that she had posted a picture to her Instagram of me in the dress, ugly crying, and I was absolutely livid. My fiancé has already seen the Instagram picture and I am devastated. He was not supposed to see me in the dress until our wedding day, and I know so many more people have seen it. I could not help myself. I called her and exploded, adding that she was not going to be in my bridal party and that she had ruined my wedding. My mother has called me and told me that even though she understands, I lacked compassion and have severely hurt my sister-in-law's feelings. She asked if I could find it in my heart to forgive, but I told her even if I did that, I still would not include her in my party. Am I the idiot? Opie also gives more info in the comments. My brother was my mom's miracle baby, and because of this she has always doted on him. But ever since my sister-in-law came it has gotten worse. She has given my mom what I will never be able to, and that is grandkids. Because of this my mom and sister-in-law have grown very close and are able to bond in ways that my mom and I can't. This may be why my mother is so hasty to defend her. What does your fiancé say? He wants her out of the wedding completely. And I'm starting to come around to his point. I don't want to decide this in anger, but it's been hours and I'm still so hurt. Info: how in every F do you not put the invitations into the envelopes by accident? That's not rhetorical. Opie, how did that actually happen? What was the explanation? How many envelopes are we talking about? The photo situation is also ridiculous, but she's already trying to weasel her way out of that. However, there is zero ambiguity about the difference between an empty versus stuffed envelope, especially multiple of them. I'm so interested in how that happened. I brought her the envelopes and names/addresses of the guests to send them to before I brought her the cards. I had picked up the envelopes because they were ready, but the cards were gonna be delivered 2 days later. She told me that because the envelopes were the only thing she got, she thought they were good to go and sent them out. I had spoken with her when I handed her the envelopes, but because she was dealing with her kids while trying to listen to me, she didn't hear me when I said I would drop the cards off the next couple of days. But when I dropped the cards off, she never mentioned to me that she had already sent out the envelopes. She only told me after I called her about them being empty. Okay, OP, I believe we can all agree that your sister-in-law is a B. A B with a capital B. She is trying to sabotage your wedding. I don't know why, but she is. We could even excuse what happened with the invitations and the makeup/hair consultation. If it were just that, I would say it was an accident. Or that maybe she just doesn't want to be part of your wedding, so she ended up being careless with these things. But posting a pic of you in your wedding dress on her social media, knowing that everyone could see it, including your fiancé. There's nothing accidental about it. And even more, she posted a pic that she knew you would feel embarrassed by it. Not only does she want to sabotage your wedding, she wants to humiliate you, OP. Oh, and your brother may be your mom's favorite, but she can't deny that sister-in-law is doing this on purpose. Did she even apologize? No. She didn't even do that. How can you have someone like that at your wedding? I don't know what her problem is, but don't let this woman back into your wedding party. Who knows what else she will try to ruin it. Now let's read some comments before going to the updates. Not the idiot. I suspect your sister-in-law is jealous and wants to subtly sabotage your wedding. At least the envelopes and the hair consultation were passive-aggressive. But posting the photo of you crying while wearing your chosen wedding dress is beyond subtle. This was a real a-hole stunt. The fact that she hasn't apologized tells me she definitely wants to mess up your wedding. Good for you for booting her out of the bridal party. You might want to ask one of the bridesmaids to keep an eye on sister-in-law at the wedding, and be prepared with a glass of red wine. I wouldn't put it past sister-in-law to wear a lacy white dress. Have a wonderful wedding. Not the idiot. What kind of absolute moron posts a picture of the bride trying on her wedding dress like, come on now? Wait, stop. So you lacked compassion? Not sister-in-law and your mother? Not the idiot, and they owe you a sincere apology, not the other way around. I'm dying to know what excuse she had for posting a photo of the bride in her dress crying on her social media. Bounce from the party was kind. I'd have been tempted to bounce her from the wedding. Not the idiot at all. Equally excited to hear why your mother is defending your sister-in-law. Why does the sister-in-law hate Opie so much? Like, this is clearly deliberate at this point. There's no way in hell it's all a coincidence. Leaving out the invites and all the envelopes? No, that alone doesn't make any damn sense. But then posting a photo of her in the dress, while it does not fit her, as she's ugly crying? OP, cut ties with the sister-in-law and do not let her attend your wedding. She will find a way to ruin the event if she can. Also, consider disinviting your mother if she keeps taking sister-in-law's side. Something is very wrong here. And I'm not sure I trust your mother at this point. Not the idiot, tell them you will forgive her when she finds and pays for your new dream wedding dress. The new dress, so you can see the look of joy and surprise on your fiancé's face when he sees you in your dress for the first time. Tell them you will forgive her when she earns your forgiveness. And what do you guys think? What would you do if you were OP? Now let's read the updates. Update. My brother reached out to me to apologize on my sister-in-law's behalf. He stated that she posted it thinking the app had the feature to where she could post privately. I have never seen this on Instagram or knew it was possible. But when I asked why the picture was taken in the first place, he said she just wanted to capture the start of my fitting into the dress journey. I told my brother she was not getting back into my bridal party, which he understood. But when I mentioned she could not attend my wedding, he stated if that were the case, he could not come either. Update 2. My brother and sister-in-law did not have a wedding. At the time they were in their third year of college and only married at the courthouse over a summer break. I admit that I do not have a very close relationship with her. I work longer hours and often am tired after, so I go straight home to relax, especially these last few years. Any time we have been together we are cordial, but there is no real relationship between us. Update 3. Thank you everyone for the positivity and for reaffirming that I was not overreacting on no longer having my sister-in-law in my bridal party. For further update, my brother called me and wanted to have lunch with my mother and sister-in-law. My fiancé demanded to go too, so we drove to have lunch with them. It was awkward at first because no one was speaking, but then my brother spoke up reiterating to me that my sister-in-law was sorry for posting the picture to Instagram and was hoping we could all move on from this. When my fiancé heard this, he asked why my sister-in-law was not apologizing to me directly. It became very tense and my brother and fiancé started exchanging pointed words. He referenced my sister-in-law feeling very distraught, since a few of my bridesmaids had seen the photo and personally attacked her on Instagram. And even my mom got involved to try and break the rising tension. My fiancé pointed out that my sister-in-law had yet to directly apologize to me, and that if she didn't, he did not want her at the wedding at all and he didn't care if my brother was absent or not. When my mom said we are family and shouldn't act this way toward each other, my fiancé once again insisted that she give me a face-to-face apology. My sister-in-law was very standoffish toward him, but eventually she apologized to me for what happened. She only said, "I'm sorry for what happened." I felt this was enough, but my fiancé demanded she clarify what happened, take responsibility for it, and apologize the same way my brother did, to which it became an argument over whether or not the apology was good enough. I felt the conversation went nowhere and became redundant and petty, and we ended lunch with what felt like no resolution. I talked to my fiancé in the car that I was okay with her apology, but he disagrees. He said for the sake of peace I was willing to accept less than I deserve. I really thought that planning a wedding was going to be stressful, but happy, if that makes sense, but this whole ordeal has completely exhausted me and turned me off to any further planning. Are you guys keeping up all this drama? Wow. Let's continue with another update. Update 4. My sister-in-law finally said that she absolutely hates me and it all stems from me ceasing to further loan my brother money after he borrowed $42K from me over a 2.5 years time frame, with no payment to me whatsoever. For context, I am in tech and my fiancé is in solar, so we live fairly comfortably. My sister-in-law is a stay-at-home mom and my brother works at a warehouse. His job alone was sometimes not enough to cover expenses and he would often come to me to borrow money, which I didn't mind. But when COVID hit, it became a regular occurrence for me and my mom to be loaning out money to him. I don't know how much my mother loaned him. Well, after my brother got a steady job with a steady income, I decided to no longer provide him any additional money until he paid down some of his debt to me. My sister-in-law described my decision as a slap in the face to my brother, and one that made them feel like beggars rather than family. I cannot believe this is the reason she doesn't like me. When I told my brother I could no longer loan him money, he never expressed anger at my decision. It felt like he understood. What solidified my decision to not include her in my wedding at all was when she said she could see where the money was going, and referenced my weight. I told her she has no respect for me, and feels entitled when she has no right to be. I told her that I hoped it didn't affect my relationship with my niece/nephew, but that I did not want to be around her if all she does is spew hatred toward me. I wish she had been honest before I asked her to be my bridesmaid, rather than deciding to put me through hell. I've been trying to call my brother and tell him what she said, but he is not picking up. And neither is my mom. Well, things took a turn, didn't they? OP's sister-in-law finally showed her true colors. So what do you guys think will OP do with this information? Oh, and are you enjoying the video so far? Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's move to the final update. Final update. Hi everyone, I'm sorry, I guess I thought after discovering my sister-in-law had done this no one would be interested in what happened after. My wedding will proceed, but it will be minus my mother, my brother, and my sister-in-law. When I finally got a hold of and spoke with my brother, we had one of the first real talks we've ever really had. He told me that with the new job and loss of support from our mother and I, he and sister-in-law have really struggled in their marriage, and not because of us, but because sister-in-law has failed to adjust to their new income, racking up more credit card debt that my brother has to take responsibility for in paying. When he thought he took her credit card away, he discovered that she had just applied for and was approved for a new one. This has led to several arguments between them, and he even discovered our mother has taken on some of the responsibility with the credit card debt, since she overheard sister-in-law threatening to leave him and take the kids with her. He told me he appreciated me deeply for everything I did for him and his family during the pandemic, and was sorry for everything that took place after with the wedding and sister-in-law, especially considering all of the delays. But he also said he doesn't want her to leave him, and if a side had to be taken he'd pick sister-in-law. I told him I understood his decision and that I'd always be there to help him if he needed it. I don't know if this is me rolling over and allowing him to walk over me, but it felt good for me at the moment to at least end things there. Our mother had an eerily similar response, which led me to believe they had already spoken about it beforehand. I told her I would no longer cover her credit card if she was going to further enable sister-in-law, and I would put it toward finding a new and better wedding dress, as well as a therapist. All of this has really opened my eyes, that for as long as I can remember I have chased my family's approval. I have bent over until I've broken to get them to see me in the same light as my brother. And I'm realizing through you guys, my friends, and my fiancé, that this is unhealthy and I deserve better. So thank you guys for being there and supporting me through one of the roughest times. You guys are amazing. Oh my God, sister-in-law is not just a B, she is an entitled and ungrateful B. I'm sorry that she and your brother are going through financial difficulties, but firstly you had no obligation to give them money, or to continue to give them money. And secondly, this is not an excuse to try to sabotage your wedding or make those nasty comments about you. I'm sorry that your brother and your mom took her side, whether because they want to or because they think they should. Honestly, while you're thinking about getting married, your brother should be seriously thinking about getting a divorce, or at least that's what I think. Unfortunately at this moment, the best thing for you is to go no/low contact with them, and of course, cut all contact with sister-in-law. Now focus on the good people you have in your life, who love and support you, and let the bad things go. I hope you have a great wedding, OP. Good luck. Wow, that was a ride. What did you guys think of all this? Do you agree with OP's decisions? Did you see any sense in her sister-in-law's actions? What about OP's brother and mother? What did you think of their part in this? Would you do the same as them? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. So, that's it for today guys. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.